Corey stared at the graph paper as if it were written in another language. He knew that y equals 3x plus 1 meant that one of those numbers was to be used to plot a point. However, when the teacher said, "Plot the y-intercept and run the slope," Corey recognized that familiar tightening in his chest. Everyone else had already drawn their points and neat diagonal lines across their grids. His paper was still mostly blank, except for a dark smudge where he had erased too hard. He tried his best to remember the steps. Start at the y-intercept, with the number on the right. Was that the 3 or the 1? He looked around, hoping to copy, but the lines on his peers' papers only made his head hurt. Corey's learning disability made it hard to remember all the steps. By the time he remembered where to start, he had forgotten what came after. He picked up his pencil, then put it back down. He sighed and leaned back in his chair.
Many students struggle in algebra classrooms, especially if they are not fans of math, but special education students, like Corey, struggle even more because of their learning disabilities. These learning disabilities can impair information retention, focus, memory, processing speeds, and organizational skills. In this video, I'll explore the impact of the digital algebra notebook on 9th grade special education students with learning disabilities. According to Ballin, 2022, students assigned to special education are often taught a different kind of math from general education students, preventing them from practicing critical thinking skills and developing higher-order thinking related to math concepts. And too often, they are given accommodations after they struggle rather than instruction designed for their needs. Zimmer, 2018, reported concerns that students in the United States are falling behind in STEM fields are widespread, and special education students with potential contributions are being denied the education they need to participate. So the question becomes, how do we design algebra instruction that reduces barriers without reducing rigor? We design instruction that integrates assistive technology to meet the needs of special education students. The learning profiles of special education students with learning disabilities are not even. Some can show strengths in creativity or problem solving while simultaneously struggling with processing verbal and visual information. For special education students in particular, technology functions as an equalizer, providing the assistive supports they need to engage fully. The solution is the Digital Algebra Notebook. The Digital Algebra Notebook, or DAN, is a multimedia, cloud-based, interactive Google Slides notebook intentionally created to align content, pedagogy, and technology. DAN is an interactive tool that employs assistive technology aligned with innovation trends in mathematics education to help special education students better understand algebra. Customized to each unique student's individualized education plan, IEP, it includes structured sections for vocabulary, worked examples, visual models, guided practice, and reflection. Built-in accessibility tools, hyperlinks, color coding, and text-to-speech support externalized thinking and reduce cognitive load. This work benefits not only students but also math teachers, special education teachers, administrators, instructional specialists, district leaders, and parents who believe that access and high standards should coexist. The impact. In a class of 22 students, 10 were identified as having learning disabilities. After implementing DAN as a consistent instructional routine, evidence of impact was observable. An increase in student participation, greater ownership of the learning, an increase in student achievement, correct their own mistakes and peers, minimized teacher assistance, an increase in peer interactions, reduced cognitive load, deeper math discourse, an increase in confidence, and more. Instead of asking, "What do I do?" they began asking, "Can I show you what I see with Dan?" Formative assessments, observational notes, and student reflections consistently showed growth in both conceptual understanding and independence. Dan did not lower expectations. It removed invisible barriers. The Digital Algebra Notebook demonstrates that when we intentionally design instruction rather than retrofit accommodations, students with learning disabilities can excel in algebra. Most importantly, this method shifts the mindset from adding supports after students struggle to designing instruction that predicts and includes their needs from the start. Corey was never incapable. He needed structure. He needed accessibility. He needed the digital algebra notebook.